What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, alright, we're coming back to Soundgarden. Yes, indeed, Soundgarden Fans Feeling You. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbidi bop, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Ben Guevara, and Ben wanted to see me react to this song by Soundgarden called Cold Bitch.
Dirty word! He said the dirty word!
Now, have I heard this song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, this sounds familiar, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This was posted by Soundgarden, shocking, and the video has 47,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Cold Bitch. That's all I got. It does say Soundgarden up here, so I'm assuming we're in the right spot. Look, this is the link I was given, so if we're not in the right spot, don't blame me, blame the requester. I'm using that person's link. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
It's a 16 beat phrase. It's 16 beats. So, okay, so here's the thing. Technically, by letter of the law, this could be, I'm not saying it is, because I don't believe for 1 second that this is the way it's actually written out, but you could say it's 4/4. You could. It could be 4 measures of 4/4. It's 16 beats. Now, I don't believe for 1 second that we're actually in 4/4. Let's see, how would I break this down? 4 for the beginning, 3 for the end. That's 7. So So we got to come up with 9 more. I want to say 4, so that leaves us with 5. So it's 4, 5, 4, 3. That would make sense. I think. Let's go back a little bit. Let's see if I'm right about that 4, 5, 4, 3. Let's see if I'm right. 4. 2, 3. I was right. Okay, I was right. Math works. So 4, 4, 5, 4, 4, 4, 3, 4. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Like I said, 16 beats. You could, by letter of the law, say it's in 4, 4. Now, maybe it is. Maybe it is in 4, 4, and they're just playing around with, subdivisions. It's very possible. But I'm feeling 4, 4, 4, 5, 4, 4, 4, 3, 4. Count along with me. See if you're feeling it too. Let's play with this. Feels good. Now we switch to 4, 4. Just straight 4, 4. Ha ha! Ha ha! The swerve. Very well done. Very well done. Still 16 beats. Still 16 beats per phrase. But instead of doing 4, 5, 4, 3, now they're doing just 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. I like it. I like it. It's the same. It's the same counting. It's the exact same counting. It's just now it's straight rather than odd meter. It's interesting. I like that. It feels good. It really feels good. I like the groove. I'll be honest with you though. I mean, don't get me wrong. The 4, 4, the straight 4, 4 is nice. It's a great swerve and it's easy to follow. It's gonna make the groove nice there. I gotta be honest though, man. I was, once I figured out the groove, 4 to 5 to 4 to 3. Once I figured that out, man, did that groove feel good. That was stone cold, man. I like that. I really like that groove. I hope at some point we go. I'm sure we will. I really hope we do go back to that 4, 5, 4, 3 again because that was a nice groove, man. It really was. 4/4. I would bring it down a little bit. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. Just kind of giving a little bit of a chill feeling coming off of the intensity that we've been experiencing for the last 3.5 minutes. Instrumentally, bass, guitar, and drums, I got no issue with anything that anybody's doing. Everything sounds really good across the board there. A lot of unison work. A lot of unison work between bass and guitar, following the drum pattern that Matt's putting out. I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm blown away by it. I'm not, but it's very easy to follow along with once you find the melodic pattern. But it sounds good. It's clean. It's tight. And when you're doing unisons, what more do you want? You know, could they do more impressive melodic lines? Yeah, they could. But I think if they did, I think it might degrade the song if they did. I think what they're doing is just fine. I got no issue with it at all. Vocally, powerful. It's what Chris Cornell was singing here. It's very well projected. It's very powerful. It's very well supported. Notationally, if I'm being honest, I've heard him do more impressive notational selection. Like I've heard him get up higher. I've heard him get down lower. It's on the upper side of mid-range for him. Obviously, it's up there for him. But I've heard him sing notation-wise. I've heard him sing more impressively. But like I said, power, projection, support, delivery, very nicely done. Very nicely done. I got no issue with anything that's happening vocally. I got no issue with this whole song in general. It feels good. It sounds good. It's got a little bit of a challenge when it comes to the counting and the verses, but I like that. And once you find it, it's easy to groove to, man. It's not too hard to find. And then when we do switch to the 4/4, it's very nicely done. It's a great swerve. Even that one section where we really came down, not so much to downbeats, but it was more downbeats and upbeats. It was more of an eighth note subdivision that you were counting on. If you count straight eighths, it makes perfect sense, but it's still 4/4. You know, so it's really cool. It's very, very well done. Let's finish this out and we'll get to the review. Okay. Not overly complicated, but just enough, flavor in there to make you think and make it count. But once you find it, easy to groove to. I think that pretty much sums up this whole song. I really do. Not the most impressive song I've heard from Soundgarden, but it's got a great groove. It does. And like I said, complexity, it has just enough in there to make you think. It does. But like I said, once you find it, once you find the groove, once you find the counting, it's super nice to groove to. Not necessarily super easy to groove to, but it's nice to groove to it. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Soundgarden with Cold Bitch. This was a request from Ben Guevara. Okay, I pretty much said everything I need to say during the reaction, so there's really not a whole lot to talk about. So this, take this with a grain of salt. This should be a short review, but then again, you know me, and sometimes we hit that tangent and we're just off and running for the next 10 minutes. So I'm not making any promises other than I promise I will try to keep this short and sweet, but we'll see how that goes. Let's start off with the score first. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that a 7.7. Yep, 7.7. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why. Okay, first things first, the 7.7. What does that mean? Well, a 7.7 would translate to a really good skill rating. So I think overall, I think this is a really good song. It got 4 out of 5 stars and a B+ letter grade. So there you go, 7.7, really good skill rating, 4 out of 5 stars and a B+ letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? So glad you asked. Okay, is this song complicated from a songwriting standpoint? I don't think so. I mean, look, the counting is nice. Okay, but here's the thing about the counting, and this is what I really need everybody to understand. Counting with a song like this, counting is open to interpretation. What I can say is the phrasing is 16 beats. Now, if you look at this song on paper, could this be straight 4/4 on paper? Could it be 4/4 time signature from start to finish? Technically, by letter of the law, yes, it could be. It very well could be. They could be pranking us, okay? And they could be going, we're gonna have this a 4 measure to 5 measure to 4 measure to 3 measure. We could have this, not 4 measure, sorry. A measure of 4/4, a measure of 5/4, a measure of 4/4, and a measure of 3/4. It could be that, okay? But then again, it could just be 4/4, 4/4, 4/4, 4/4 with accents and subdivisions lining up in a way to make it feel like it's 4/4, 5/4, 4/4, 3/4. It could be that. It could be. Or maybe they wrote it 4/4, 5/4, 4/4, 3/4. Maybe they did. It doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, the phrasing is 4 measures of 4/4, which equals basically 16 beats. How do we get those 16 beats? Could be 4 measures of 4/4. It could be a measure of 4, a measure of 5, measure of 4, measure of 3. Add that up, it's 16. So I don't know. I don't know how they did it. I mean, they could absolutely be pranking us right now. And Chris Cornell could be up there right now laughing at us going, ha, boy, we really messed with you on this one. Yeah, you did. But it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, it feels like 4, 5, 4, 3. And that's what I'm basing my groove around, is that. And once I found that, man, the groove became really easy to follow along with, and it felt good. Until, of course, they swerved us on the chorus, and they made it straight 4/4 all the way through. That was nice. A nice little swerve. Except for the wrap-up and the turnaround of the chorus, where it went into like a straight 8th note feel. and you were counting on the eights, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. You know, and then it became a whole nother counting issue, but it's still, it's still 4/4. It just comes down to subdivisions and attacks and accents. It's really cool how you can write music like this. It really is. And Soundgarden is notorious for this kind of stuff. They really are. There have been a number of times on the channel where, you know, I'm thinking this is some obscure, you know, time signature, and then, you know, after listening to it, I'm like, wait a minute, hold on a second. About 3/4 of the way, it'll hit me. I'm like, they're just in 4/4. It's just subdivisions. It's just subdivision work. And again, that could very well be the case here. Instrumentally, I had absolutely no issue with anything anybody did. I liked everything I heard instrumentally. Guitar, bass, and drums all sounded really good across the board. Nothing I would say was great. Nothing I would say was impressive. I've heard better from them when it comes to an instrumental standpoint, but everything they did was solid. It was really good. And more importantly, and probably most importantly, everything they played fit the context of the song. So I got no issue with anything that anybody did. I'm just not gonna sit here and pretend like I'm being blown away by anything, because like I said, I've heard better. Even from them, I've heard better. So, but it sounded just fine with what they did. Vocally, there was one spot toward the end. I'm sure you saw my face. My face probably gave it away. There was one spot where he got up into the upper range where it was like, okay, now that I've heard him go higher, but not in this song. It how should I put it? It crested. How about that? You know, he went like a third above what his highest note that he had done up to that point. And I was like, oh, okay, there's that. But for the most part, what he did, I've heard him sing before as far as range goes. Power, projection, support, all there. All the characteristics of his vocals that everybody talks about being a very powerful and projected vocalist. They're absolutely right. And this song absolutely hits for par when it comes to that. Am I going to sit here and say my mind was blown by anything? I don't know if I would say blown, but I was impressed with that one part where he did crest over the top. I will say I was impressed with that one part. But other than that, it was pretty much hitting for par for what I expect from him. And listen, that's great, you know, for him. So I got no issue with that. No, overall, very enjoyable song. Very nice groove. Once you found it, very easy to groove to. A nice stone cold groove. Even when they were in the straight 4/4 section, the groove changed, but the groove still felt solid. It still felt good. I had no complaints about it. I had no complaints about the song in general. And that's why I'm giving it a really good score of 7.7. I've heard better from them. I've heard more impressive from them. But this song, on its own, standing alone, really good song, without question. So yeah, 7.7, I feel good with that score, and that's where we're gonna stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We got a 7.7, which is a really good scale rating, 4 to 5 stars, and a B+ letter grade. Take your pick, I don't care. Whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.